What is up guys, Jarv here, back today with the original This Week in Destiny. In today's video we have a full breakdown of the up and coming week. This week sees the return of Iron Banner with Fortress enabled. We have a full overview of the up and coming raid challenge, the Adept loot, the featured weekly rituals, the Lost Sector calendar, and even more seasonal challenges. As always, there's an absolute ton to get through, so be sure to stick around and enjoy the video. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. We are well on our way to 200k, so make sure to hit that button and ring that bell to ensure you don't miss an update. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Another week and another This Week in Destiny. This week is week 8 of Season of the Deep. And last week, alongside Bungie Day, we also saw the launch of the Bungie Day Giving Festival 2023. This campaign will run from July 6th until the 23rd, with a full schedule of featured streamers, including myself, a special community competition, and awards for all the top fundraisers, and a whole week full of prizes. As always, there are various incentives if you are able to donate to support an amazing cause. These include the Heartful Shell Exotic Ghost Shell, the Blue Blood Cells, which is this year's Bungie Day Giving Festival emblem, the Helium Hearts, which is a new exclusive exotic emote for this festival, and a complete Bungie Day emblem bundle, including all the Bungie Day emblems released over the last 5 years. Now, if you are able to donate and contribute, these are some pretty epic rewards and incentives, and I'll leave my donation link down in the video description below. But if you can't, because I do appreciate times are really hard right now, then even just sharing the link would be absolutely epic. Whether you're in a position to donate or not, genuinely every little helps and goes a long way to supporting this incredible cause. Now, alongside the continuation of that festival, we also see the return of Iron Banner, this time though with Team Fortress enabled as the exclusive Iron Banner mode. This is scheduled to be the final Iron Banner for Season of the Deep. So if you haven't picked up the awesome shader, the absolutely epic emblem, which was brand new for this season, alongside picking up some of the new weapons that are returning to Iron Banner, then this is your final chance to grab them, reset your Iron Banner rank, and either earn or gild that Iron Banner seal. Now from here we're going to move on to the featured raid challenge for the Root of Nightmares raid, and this week's challenge can be found over at the Nezarec encounter and is called All Hands. Now, all fire team members must activate a light and dark node throughout each DPS phase, and players must also shoot the final 6th node on each side within a few seconds of each other to initiate DPS. Now, if this is a challenge that you and your team struggle with, then thanks to blueberries.gg, devising a rotation can help make things a lot smoother. You can even plan out the number of nodes that you wish to shoot. So for example, you can have one player designated to shoot node 1 on the light chain, and then switch to the 4th node over on the dark chain. In theory, everyone should have 2 nodes they need to shoot, one on each side of the arena, and setting up a plan like this should make it an absolute breeze for you and your team. Now, if you and your team can pull it off, then you'll get access to an additional raid chest and also the Corex's Distress Legendary Grenade Launcher. So if you find this is one of the weapon patterns that you need to complete your Root of Nightmares collection, then make sure to jump in and nail the All Hands challenge this week. Now from here we're going to move on to the featured raid and dungeon content. This week sees the Garden of Salvation return as the featured raid. Now naturally, as the featured raid, all the challenges are also available. Perfect if you're still looking to earn your Enlightened seal, and also as the featured raid it becomes farmable this week. Ideal if you're looking to farm some of the weapons which are unique to this raid, or even fill out your armor collections. Now as the featured dungeon we have the Spire of the Watcher. Now this is only the 2nd time this has been a featured dungeon. Much like the Garden of Salvation, it does mean this dungeon is now farmable for the up and coming week. Ideal to complete all the armor collections or farm some of that sweet artifice armor. If you have completed all your armor collections though, then the Hierarchy of Needs, which is the exclusive exotic for this particular dungeon, is also farmable for this week. Remember to complete the triumphs to increase your drop chances, but if you farm out the final boss, then there's every opportunity to get your hands on this epic exotic bow this week. Now next up we're going to move on to Dares of Eternity and the 30th Anniversary Pack activity. Alongside everyone's favourite armor set, the Scatterhorn armor set, we also see the return of the Pathfinder armor set from Season of the Lost. Naturally, with Pathfinder armor, we do see all the Pathfinder weapons also in rotation. This includes the Fractathist, the Chrysaria Mellow, the Vulpecula, the Wolftone Draw, the Iota Draconis, the Canis Major, the Contingency Plan, the Legal Action 2, the Outrageous Fortune, the Steel Sybil, and the Spoiler Alert Sidearm. Now all these armor sets and weapons can drop during the activity when you complete it, or by just handing in strange coins over at the Star Horse over in the treasure hoard. Now from here we're going to move on to the weekly rituals, and we have a returning Nightfall for week 8. This week sees the return of the Corrupted. Now this has seen some subtle changes, which means it isn't as difficult as it once was, but with that being said, it will still pose a challenge when compared to some of the other Nightfalls available this season. Now with the return of the Corrupted, we do also see the return of the Hung Jury SR4. If you and your team can pull off the Grandmaster Challenge and also pick up a Platinum Medal, then the Hung Jury SR4 will drop as a guaranteed Adept reward. Now as for the Crucible, this week sees the return of Supremacy, which we saw return to the game alongside Guardian Games, and alongside that we also see the return of Mayhem to the Crucible Rotators this week. With Iron Banner also being back with Team Fortress, we have a complete mix of Crucible modes available, and with that being said, with Iron Banner in rotation, there will be no Trials of Osiris over the course of the weekend. Now from here we're going to move on to the Lost Sector calendar for week 8. This week starts off over at the Extraction, offering exotic helmets. As for Wednesday, you can head over to the Dreaming City and the Filian's Rest for a chance at exotic boots. The Thursday, Chamber of Starlight is back, offering exotic gauntlets. And Friday we can head over to the Bay of Drowned Wishes for a chance at exotic chess pieces. During the weekend we can hop over to the Labyrinth for another chance at exotic helmets, with Sunday offering the Exodus Garden 2A and those exotic boots once again. And finally, to round us out for the week, we can head back to the Moon and K1 Revelation for a second shot at those exotic gauntlets. So as we always mention, if you are still working through the exotics that were brand new for this season or launched during Lightfall, then be sure to plan your week accordingly. And if you do want to check out this calendar in full for yourself, then make sure to do so over in Today in Destiny, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now to round us out for the week, we're going to head over to the seasonal challenges for week 8, and there are 7 seasonal challenges this week. The first is called Super Salvager, and here you need to defeat combatants with super abilities during salvage activities. That's followed by Treasures from the Deep, and here you need to complete the deep dive activity with the highest tier reward bonus. That's followed by Commendable Diver, and here you need to give or receive commendations in match-made deep dive activities. That's followed by Pinnacle, and here you need to reach the power level of 1810 by earning Pinnacle rewards. Now in typical Bungie fashion, we have Trials by Fire Squad, where you need to win multiple rounds in Trials of Osiris, except we won't be able to complete that this week. That's followed by Broadside, where we need to defeat targets in Gambits with power weapons, and you'll get bonus progress for final blows with linear fusion rifles or for defeating Guardians. And the final challenge for this week is called Implements of War, and here you need to defeat targets with auto rifles, hand cannons, scout rifles, glaives and linear fusion rifles, and you'll get extra progress for defeating Guardians. Now all these challenges offer Challenger XP, some offer Bright Dust, and the Trial by Fire Squad will offer an exclusive Trials of Osiris weapon. Except unless that challenge is retroactive, then we'll need to wait until week 9 before we can pick that exclusive extra weapon up. So there we have it guys, a good look on everything that you can expect for week 8 of Season of the Deep. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump into the game as always guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.